Welcome back to my Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon / Luigi's Mansion 3 Iceberg. Today we're going to be exploring the second layer below the surface, with a bit less known information. Starting with the three sisters on the Taunton Towers. So, Sister Herlinda, Belinda, and Shelinda are the three sisters you encounter in the Graveyard Shift mission in the Haunted Towers. In the next mission, however, Pool Party, you also get to go inside their house and you see three beds, you see three pictures of them, you see some sinks, a family room, some chairs, and by this we can clearly see that they live here, which I think is pretty interesting, because you'd think that the possessors own the house, but it seems that the three sisters do, which is interesting. Egad sold King Boo's portrait at a garage sale. This isn't a theory, Egad just straight up says this in E3 Train to Catch, or before the mission. And I think that's pretty funny, because in Luigi's Mansion 3, he says that after he lost all of his ghost collection, his treasured ghost collection, that he even lost his King Boo painting, which was his favorite. But if he was his favorite, why would he sell it at a garage sale? Anyways, next up is the puzzle swap panel video. And if you have a 3DS, you might know that there's something called the Street Pass Me Plaza, and one of the games in it was puzzles. And what you could do is get puzzle pieces using your play coins from taking steps on the pedometer. And basically, if you completed Luigi's Mansion Dark Moon puzzle, you got a little animation of Luigi running around with Polterpup in a hallway with a greenie chasing them, which is pretty funny and cute, although I haven't seen it in my actual 3DS. Luigi's third arm. This is a silly little glitch you can do by calling out, sometimes from Mario, right before you enter a door or you interact with an object, and a third arm will pop out for Luigi to call out while he's interacting with something, which is interesting and funny. Crazy Kalimba from TKCR is a tribal spear in the jungle exhibit. So in the jungle exhibit of the Treacherous Mansion, you can see a tribal spear that some greenies carry around, and they have the face of Crazy Kalimba. Now, Donkey Kong Country Returns is one of my favorite games, and this is a pretty clever and hidden reference, and definitely one of my favorite in the game. Library Piano Remix in Twisted Mansion / Hotel Shops. In the Twisted Mansion track in Mario Kart 8 and the Hotel Shops 4 in Luigi's Mansion 3, you can mainly hear a remix of the Library Piano theme, an iconic theme. It's remixed a lot in Dark Moon, but in other games too, which is pretty funny. Well, interesting at least. And it is a good song, which makes sense. And another thing to note is that there are also some night statues that try to hit you in Twisted Mansion track, so yeah. The Overset Possessor means death. The Overset Possessor possesses the Belfry Clock in the old clockworks, and he pops out on the 4th, 8th, and 12th clock numbers. And the number 4 means death in Japan. Well, not exactly, but it's pronounced the same way the word death is. And, having him mean death is pretty interesting. Sadly, wherever he went, she always seemed to be in another castle. That's an iconic line, based on an iconic line from the original Super Mario Bros., where Toad tells Mario Peach is in another castle, but it's also a description of the Fright Knight, a Scarescraper exclusive ghost that's just a greenie wearing a knight outfit in Dark Moon. And it's a pretty funny reference, and pretty clever too. Egad's Marilyn Monroe pose. So, if you hit Egad with a strobe bulb in the prologue of Luigi's Mansion 3, what will happen is he'll do different poses. They're all pretty funny, but my favorite and the most iconic is definitely the one where he does the Marilyn Monroe pose, where he holds down his, dress, but not really. It's pretty funny, a weird reference, but yeah, funny. The Spider Queen from Gloomy Manor in the Micro set for Paranormal Productions. Everybody loves Paranormal Productions. However, in the Micro set, you can see a giant spider, and it's also the same spider from Gloomy Manor in Dark Moon, the first boss in that game, which is a pretty funny reference. Not only that, but you can also burn the spider using the webs and lighting them on fire, the same way you defeated the Spider Queen in Dark Moon, which is pretty interesting. Chef Soufflé is the deleted chef ghost in Luigi's Mansion. Now, everybody knows that there was a deleted chef ghost in the original Luigi's Mansion. However, could he be inspiration for Chef Soufflé? Well, maybe. Keep in mind that the same people who made the original were not the same people who made the Luigi's Mansion sequels, the ones I'm covering. However, it is still pretty interesting, and it's an interesting theory, maybe they did. Mario Strikers / Punch-Out movies in Paranormal Productions. We went over in the first video that Mario Strikers had a reference in Dark Moon. There's also a reference in 3. And because Mario Strikers and Punch-Out for the Wii were also made by Next Level Games preceding the Luigi's Mansion sequels, it's a pretty cool reference. You can also see the Luigi's Mansion in some other movies and some of the Dark Moon concept art, but I thought those things were a bit more interesting. The Shining Carpet in Twin Peaks 4 on 11F. So in one of the hallways in the Twisted Suites, you see some carpet, and it's the same carpet used in The Shining. And on the floor, it has the same flooring, right next to the carpet that was used in the TV show Twin Peaks. Both of these things are pretty popular in horror, and I think it's a small and easily missable reference, but still a pretty cool one. And it's fun pointing it out. The It balloon and paper bow on the Boiler Works. You can find a little paper bow and a red balloon on the Boiler Works, references to the movie It, which is pretty funny and interesting, another Stephen King reference. Play mini golf in Mario's room on 5F. So in Mario's room on the Rip Suites floor, you can play mini golf by pushing by kicking around or just blowing the golf balls into the mini golf holes. And doing this will get you some coins. It's a pretty fun thing you can do. And it's funny how Mario brought his own mini golf set too. Why Polterpup lost his pupils. Polterpup had pupils in Dark Moon, but that was only when the Dark Moon was together and he wasn't hostile. Now, even when Polterpup is technically hostile, like the other ghosts in Dark Moon and Evershade Valley, he still is naturally playful and nice. And he doesn't have his pupils because the control of the Dark Moon isn't working outside of Evershade Valley in the Last Resort Hotel. So, yeah, it's an interesting little explanation and a little theory I had. An interesting explanation. Amadeus Wolfgeist wrote Library Piano. Back to Library Piano, we can assume that Amadeus Wolfgeist is a couple hundred years old, or at least he was from the 1700s. So maybe he loved the Library Piano song because you can actually play it in his room right next to the concert hall, which is pretty interesting. Maybe it wasn't the poltergeist who read it. Anyways, thanks for watching. Next time, we'll be diving into the bottom of the iceberg, and things will get a bit spookier from there. Thank you for watching.